I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but state budgets are getting completely hammered by the recession. They're really not going to recover, and there's no imminent plans for any stimulus package to support state money. And higher education is the biggest discretionary item on most states' budgets. And so when they have declines in tax revenue, they have to cut, they have to balance their budgets. It's not like the federal government, they can't run a deficit. And so there'll be cuts to higher ed. There already have been cuts to higher ed, and they probably won't recover. And those cuts will be cuts to student. I mean, sometimes they'll try to trim the fat here and there, but there's not that much fat to trim, honestly. And so there'll be a lot of cuts to things like student supports, and those will harm low-income students and students of color. I mean, I hope that doesn't happen, but that's the way it happened after the Great Recession, and everything looks teed up for it to happen exactly the same way again. I've been saying this to anyone who will listen, that and actually my latest column I wrote about this, that what we learned in the last recession is if you don't solve this problem, students will run into the arms of for-profit colleges that exploit them. And I see it happening already again. For-profit college enrollment is up, community college enrollment is down. I think that's really pretty bad. And I hope that if there's anything that new administration can do, they can try to direct some money to stop that. The only thing is that money came through a kind of like the stimulus bill in 2009 was like, here's a bajillion things we're going to throw at the wall, and here's some Pell Grant funding too. And so I don't see a bill that's focused on education coming out of the Congress, regardless of what happens in January with the Georgia election. I could see a big bill that throws some money toward education, but frankly, I don't think it's that likely. So we'll have to figure out how to do more with less, unfortunately.